Is this thing working? Is this thing working? What's wrong with this? Is this working? Does this work? Oh, this is broken. Oh, does this microphone work? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe people will tell me in the chat if it's working. I have no way to monitor. I have no way to monitor. I do not know. It's probably broken, would be my guess. I'm gonna stab it with this thing. Oh, Wednesday. Oh my God, it sounds good. Oh no, it sounds good, you guys. Oh, and now that doesn't play. Okay, well, hey, what's up? What's up, everybody? Let me move the mic over here. I'm gonna move it further away. Let's see if, I don't know. We'll see what happens here, you guys. It's everything is on fire here in my office right now. It's total chaos. And somehow Frank Dominguez still made it first to the chat. First to the chat. I don't know how to talk into this mic. I cannot monitor anything, so bear with me. Today's show is a bit of a stretch from the normal show, mainly because of technical difficulties. So if anybody's here to see video, it's mainly just me today because everything is broken. So we're just going to talk about stuff. We're going to talk about whatever's going on in people's world. Like I said, I have no video break today. There is no video portion. There really isn't a topic other than I'm super frustrated right now because stuff is broken. And, yeah, so that's kind of where we're at today with the show. But I want to say hi to everybody. I still want to get a show out. I have this duct taped and with baling wire and some bubble gum holding everything together. So if we just go offline, who knows? I won't know because I'm kind of at the wit's end right now. I spent about 9 hours today fiddling with this nonsense, trying to get everything to work right. And it's really stressing me out right now not to just smash all this stuff with a sledgehammer. Like, you know, I could just walk out to the shop right now. I could just walk out to the shop and get a sledgehammer and just smash all of this stuff. And yet, somehow, gotta dig deep and find the restraint to not smash it with a hammer. But that's what's going on over here. I'll give you guys the full breakdown here. I want to say hi to everybody in the chat and thank you for everybody showing up today. I don't know how interesting today's show is going to be, so that's the caveat. That is the little thingamajigger. You know what I'm saying? What's in the way of the regular show here? But like I said, I'll do my best to fill up an hour talking about nonsense. If anybody has any questions, feel free to throw them in the chat, and I will address them as I can as we go along here, talking about stuff. This is kind of more along the lines of maybe a crappy Friday show. So, oh man, and now I'm bumping things and bashing into stuff, but let's say hi to everybody. Frank Dominguez, first one into the chat again. Wushu Jimmy Brown is here. Tim Lewis, Bill Eldson. That is a very difficult last name to say. My apologies if I'm screwing it up. Michael Hoffman. Kieran Egan is here. Cute Nix is here. The Bearded Fish Keepers bringing a fish sandwich. It's a fish sandwich. It's a shark sandwich. This is a shark sandwich today, you guys. Dean H is here. KG Cichlids is here. Michael Hoffman is here. Nick Rose. Oh, Nick Rose, a brand new Patreonizer. I'm going to check out his channel real quick. Does he have a channel? Let's see. I'm going to go look at his channel real quick. Oh, he's got some car stuff on there. Only one subscriber. Well, guess what? I just doubled your subscribers. Giving Nick Rose a subscribe. How about that? I'm going to look at this Mustang video at some point in time. I can't look at it now because It'll probably, this thing will literally catch on fire if I really mess with anything here. So we'll just keep rolling along here, saying hi to people. What's up? Kevin Keener is here. What's up? Zelf Ernide, I love that. That's a wild name. That's a wild name. I like it. Steel Nebula is here. The Homestar action. This is kind of the Homestar edition here. I've got duct tape all over this thing to try and keep it together. Jamie McDonald is saying, sing like no one is listening. Yes, good advice. Kyle Paith made it in. Let's see. Nisi is here. Says to hit the like button. I don't know if there's much to like on this one. We got the most dislikes on yesterday's video for some reason. Not 100% sure on that one. Didn't get any comments though. Didn't get any comments on why people didn't like it. But you know, I don't know. Maybe hit the dislike button because this this is the episode where I'm just talking. Oh, it was buffering. Okay, well. Seems to still be up. Mateo has made it. CJ Black. Yay! Talk is my favorite. Sorry, things are broken though. Yes, it is chaos over here right now as far as this this equipment is going. Mateo says, please don't smash it. Yeah, I don't, you know, I'm going to be brutally honest here. I don't have another option right now, and we'll talk about that in a second. So, but let me catch up on the chat here a little bit. Derek Runyon saying to Hulk smash it. I'm very close to Hulk smashing this and just running it over with my truck and having a bonfire in the backyard. But I don't think I'm going to. Through the power of meditation, I'll probably sit down and try and figure out what the hell is wrong with this. KG Cichlid says, grab something you don't need anymore and smash it on the stream. It'll make you feel better. I can't really do much smashing in my office here. There's a lot of stuff around here I don't want smashed in my office, but maybe I'll take the camera outside and beat the hell out of some wood or something. And although I really don't have any means to edit it at this point, so who knows what would be the point of that? Michael Hoffman says he's okay without the video since I'm mostly listening anyways. Manuel Guzman's asking, did you breed Amano shrimp? I've gone through the Amano shrimp issues trying to breed them, and it's really not worth it. That would be my advice to anybody who wants to breed Amano shrimp. How many tanks it needs, how much you have to move them around, and all that kind of stuff is it's pretty crazy. If you wanted to breed something that goes freshwater to brackish, I would recommend getting into breeding Nerite snails ahead of time. Do Nerite snails first, and then do Amanos, because the Nerites is pretty much the same kind of thing. It would be the same kind of thing, but just on a much less precarious kind of situation. So if you're looking to breed Amano shrimp, start out with Nerites and then do Amanos after. Let's see. Good enough on the last name. You did better than most. Oh, it's Elsden. That's what it is. Elsden. There we go. Elsden. Bill Elsden. I like that. Okay, I think I got it now. Maybe I'll have it. We'll see. Let's, oh man, you guys are chatting like crazy. Not to discourage chatting, I'm just trying to keep up with it here. How's Mr. Chips doing? I finally just got off the phone with the vet who was supposed to call yesterday, who called Vicky's answering machine and didn't leave a message, just said, this is me leaving a message on your answering machine. And then I called this morning, and then they didn't call me back, and then I finally called and then had to sit on hold for 15 minutes. And then they got on there and said, well, all of the stuff looks pretty good. He has some slight spina bifida type stuff, maybe scoliosis or something along those lines, where it's kind of pushing on his ribs. And then he has a lipoma, which we already knew about. He's a lumpy dog. He's a lumpy dog. He's got the lumps. He's an old guy. He's got lipomas. We got the lipoma tested right after we adopted him. It's non-cancerous, so it's just a fat lump hanging off his side. So he's doing pretty well, honestly. We're just going to have to keep treating him with medicine. We're just going to have to keep giving him pills and stuff. And then he's on rest. He's on rest. He's got to rest, you know. So hopefully he's okay. He's definitely one of the focal points of my day, taking care of him to make sure that he's doing okay. And all this stuff is going on. Wushu Jimmy Brown says technical pains in the 21st century are no problem for a 20th century digital boy. I've got a lot of toys, but I don't know how to read. That's basically that's how that one goes. Nick Rose, yeah, new fish channel coming soon. Oh, right on. Yeah. Okay, cool, man. I look forward to Nick Rose putting out some new videos. That'd be cool. He's a new patronizer. Those of you that don't know what the Patreon is, long story short, and I did post something about this on Facebook, so I expect a huge backlash from YouTube. And Eve Deigel was asking me earlier in the week. He was like, "I thought we hit the point where we don't have any advertising anymore." Well, the Patreon basically charges at the end of the month, right? So I was waiting till the end of the month to turn off all the advertising on this channel, right? Because I was going like, well, if a bunch of people like pledged on the Patreon and then they just decide like on the 29th, like, never mind, then maybe we would end up below that goal or whatever. But I'm putting my faith in you guys and turning it all off, because I put a post onto Facebook and realized that like a lot of what's going on YouTube now is kind of discerning at this point. Is that because I do live shows now, most of the views that come in, and I'll give you guys, I can't copy and paste anything into the, I can't show you guys anything because it will, I'm scared of the fire and electrical lightning bolts shooting out of the computer and frying me. But I'll give you guys a rundown. So let's see. From episode 571. Oh, hold on. I don't know how to do a 771, which was on September 26th. So that's basically a month ago, right? So that video has gotten 0 views in the last 48 hours. 572's gotten 3. 573's gotten 5, 3, 3, 6. 577 was with Corey, so that one has 15 views. And then 5 views, 4 views, 6 views, 5 views, 7 views, 5. But then you go back up and you start to look at the last 3 videos that I've put up in the last 48 hours. They've had like 500, 580, and 670 or something views, right? So what YouTube is doing now is that they have figured out that if you're somebody who does a live show like this, they demonetize you for the first like 24 to 36 hours, and then you have to put in a review, right? You have to go like, they demonetize you, right? And then you have to send in and ask for a review of whether or not you should be demonetized or not. But that whole time that you're demonetized, you don't make any money off all the ads and stuff. So all of those like 600, 700 views and stuff like that happen right at the beginning, right in the first couple of days, those are all demonetized, yet they're playing commercials on my channel. So how does that work? And then later on they decide, oh yeah, okay, no, we remonetize it now, but you also need to have over 1,000 views on that video to even get a review. Right? So screw it. I'm done with the advertising. It's ridiculous. You guys all show up as far as the Patreon goes. We're 14 people short of hitting the 100 Patreonizers is what my goal was by the end of the month, is what I was trying to hit. So we basically just need 14 people at $1 a month to hit the 100, right? So it's kind of a weird situation, and it's weird to even talk to people about it or whatever. But that's what's going on this end, right? From over here, is that they just decide that, oh, well, we're just going to take away your advertising because you had a live show, and we don't really want to. We don't want to monetize that because Disney Channel doesn't like whatever you said or whatever. So it's a weird situation, and but I honestly, just as a full disclosure kind of guy, because that's just how I am. I just want you guys to know, like, that's what's going on with that. That's why the Patreon exists. My initial idea was to just get crowdfunded, like to have enough people that wanted to do a community crowdfunding of a show. And then over the past like 4 or 5 months, YouTube has figured out that people doing live shows, that they're just going to basically take away their money and take the money somewhere. I don't know where. So this show, I've turned off the ads, and if you guys see ads, let me know, because they should all be completely turned off. There should be no ads. So everything now is just Super Chats and Patreon, is where the money's coming from. So if you get it, you can go to the Patreon and see how much money I make a month here. I make $750, which means I make about $2 an hour. So it's not all that great right now, because my perspective, because I'm super pissed off because everything is broken here today. The software problems, the microphone's not working, the mixer board not working with the computer, and the computer should just be 100% just working, and it's not, and it's pissing me off. So I'm super discouraged today, but I will say that a bunch of people on the Patreon showed up, messaged me back, because I sent out a Patreon-wide message going, I don't know, 25% chance of a show today. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure what is going to happen here. I don't know what's going to happen. And a bunch of people got back, and they were just like, yeah. Let's see. CJ Black, don't worry. Let's see. You had to autocorrect. You must be on your phone, man. That happens to me all the time. I'm trying not to laugh into the mic because this mic sucks. But YouTube is pushing people to other platforms. In the end, we all lose. That's right. And the last thing I want to do is have to try and direct people to some other website like, hey guys, go to Twitch. I don't want to do that. I like YouTube. I like the YouTube community. I like most everything about YouTube, but it is kind of weird that they're going this route. I'm pretty sure that the algorithm is probably doing it on its own. Like, they probably just changed a few things, and then now it's learning on its own, because it wasn't just like a one-day thing, if you know what I'm saying. So if it was a one-day thing and it just happened one day, I would go, I wonder what's going on here. Somebody pushed a button somewhere, but it seems more like the algorithm is doing whatever he's going to be doing. I'd love to see Sasquatch by Corvus. I'd love to do a Sasquatch. Somebody hire me to paint them a Sasquatch. Somebody out there will. Somebody will. Let's see. Well, I like the 4x5x5 sponge filters on almost any smaller tanks. What's everyone's favorite sponge filter and why for a 20 long? 20 long sponge filter, smaller the better, would be my opinion, realistically. Barbara Jackson's late today, but better late than never. That's right. You just got to show up, hit the like button, go to the Patreon, donate $1, and do that stuff. Jim Meeker's here. You made it. I'd like to give a little extra shout out to Joel Gillett today, Mr. Glassboxes himself, for he realized how much of a struggle I was having today and upped his Patreon support. So, which wasn't my request, but thank you very much, my guy. Sam Squanch, you got to watch out for Sam Squanch. He's out there. Sam Squanch is out there hanging out with Bubbles. the old Trailer Park Boys style. If anybody's seen Trailer Park Boys, it's a great show. Watch out, strong language and strong content though. So to the young folks out there, maybe don't watch it when your parents are around. They'll get pissed. BC Fish Room just put a cool video up on my channel. When I'm not working or in my fish room, I fish. This short clip is of dolphins I saw last week. We'll be putting fish room content very soon. Right on, BC. Like to check out dolphin video. Who doesn't like that? Dwayne Kitchell's wondering why the video is really clear for some reason. I don't know. I worked on so much on this computer today to get it to work properly. All I wanted to do was add in some sound effects, clean up the whiteboard, and just fix some of the transitions and stuff. And that has turned into a whole cavalcade of madness. Nothing works now. Nothing works. So I'm a little bit pissed off at how the 21st century technology is letting us down, but you know, I don't know what else to do other than to just keep working on it. So I'm probably going to be up late tonight. I don't know what tomorrow's show is going to bring. I don't know. Friday's show, I'll actually be up at the Aquarium Co-op with Corey and those guys, so I think broadcasting from there will probably work, because theirs seems to be working fine. Hopefully I don't bring bad juju up there or whatever. We'll be up there fixing some stuff. Maybe I'll convince Jimmy to shoot some video of us fixing stuff, or I'll just set my camera up and try to do the best I can while I'm working. But that show should be pretty fun, because we'll have Corey and Jimmy, and maybe Jimmy will come on. I don't know. There's been some... I noticed some conversation in regards to whether or not when we did Tuesday's show, some people were like, "Oh man, Corey's not being cool with Jimmy," and I thought it was kind of odd. I thought it was kind of odd that was people's interpretation of what was going on there. Corey's definitely, Jimmy was helping out do the show. He's doing the ones and the twos, you know. He's working the mixer board back there, and so I don't know. I thought it was kind of odd. It was an odd conversation thing to see a comment from that maybe there was some kind of bad blood or something there. I assure you guys, as far as I know, there isn't. You know, and it's all good. He just likes to be on the board. You know what I'm saying? He likes to be in the background. He's just like my buddy. My buddy works for a real famous radio show, and he does not like to be on the mic, but he likes working for the radio show. So, not to, yeah, as Frank is saying, he's the producer. Yeah, and there you go. Sashimi Whiskey is Jimmy. He's right there in the chat. He's saying, yeah, hopefully we can address that for people that that don't know. He doesn't like to be on camera, and he likes to be on the tech side. That's what he likes to do. So, you know, at some point in time, I'll probably kidnap him and have him come over here and help me with my software problems, because that's basically the wherewithal that I have right now is kidnapping skills. Right? I'm kind of broke, honestly. I've been squeezing every penny I can into this, and I gotta figure out how to like rob a bank or something. I'm not 100% sure what to do at this point, because I'm sort of at a technology deficiency or something at this point. But I will say what I do have right now is the ability to work on it, and as soon as this show is over, I'm going to wipe this computer. I know there are people out there that are completely scared of doing that, and I'm scared of doing that because I don't like having to fix and replace everything. I don't like having to replace all the software, reloading everything. It's going to be a ton of work, but I'm going to start it tonight, and hopefully I get it done in time tomorrow to do some editing and those kinds of things. Oh, KG, I did see your what's the plan with the painting behind you? Well, the plan was to work on it a couple hours today so that I would have it more done. But I posted on I sent out on the Patreon to the people, let you guys know, I spent about 9 hours in here today, arguing with this computer, getting wildly frustrated, and basically restraining myself from violence against the computer itself. It is an inanimate object, and then hanging out. I'd basically work on it for an hour, then I'd hang out with the dogs for 5 minutes and listen to gangster rap, just to try to calm down a little bit. Pet the dogs, gangster rap, pet the dog, gangster rap. It makes sense, right? Calms you all down in the middle of technology freak out. Luckily, nothing is physically broken, but things are just kind of sitting around over here now, so there's a bit of chaos, and I'm going to wipe this hard drive, reinstall everything, and start working from there, which is going to be a little bit of a struggle. That painting back there, to get back on what I was talking about, is going to be a excuse me, I'm like burping over here for some reason. It is going to be a rainbow fish. It's going to be a rainbow fish. Currently, right now, it looks like a flounder, and I'm realizing how much rainbow fish sort of look like a weird flounder, except for their bright colors, and they're small instead of flounders, and how flounders is big. And when flounders start out, they have both eyes on other sides of their head, and then eventually one migrates like this over to the other side, so that both eyes are on the other side. So maybe, and maybe I should have looked that up. Or halibut. No, not flounder. Halibut. Man, what's wrong with me today? Everything's broken, and I can't even keep a train of thought. Halibut. They look like a little halibut, is basically what's going on, but they're brightly colored and stuff. So once the coloring and everything goes in there, and the background and all that kind of stuff, it'll totally make sense, I think. The first one I started on was clearly not going to make sense, and now this one actually I think will make sense. So I'm pretty excited to get to work on it, but I have to finish this computer nonsense, which is problematic in its own right, because it's like just this ongoing struggle of like I get one thing to work in Ableton. It's like I get oh, okay, now I got the mic to work in Ableton, and I got the MIDI controller to work in Ableton, but now nothing works in Sony Vegas. So then I go to Sony Vegas and fix the settings there, and then nothing works in XSplit. And then everything works in Ableton again, but nothing works in XSplit now, which XSplit is how I broadcast. This is the stupid program that I pay for every month to be able to broadcast, and yet, oh no, we can't broadcast because we can't identify anything. Even though it can identify the hardware, it's not getting a signal from the hardware, even though the computer is getting a signal from the hardware. So you guys can kind of get why I'm so stressed out, is that it's like, dude, you're plugged in. It's working. The software is installed. Are you updated? Okay, well, let's update the software. And then we update the software, and then it doesn't work in this other program, but it works over here. And if I don't have Sony Vegas working, I can't edit video. That's the long and short of that. Now, here's a big problem. I can edit video in Vegas right now, but I can't get any audio into Vegas. Which, welcome to super weird situation where it's like, oh, you could do video, but you can't do audio. And then it's like, oh, well, I could import other audio files, but then I would have to record the audio like on my camera and then import it. It's totally crazy. So it's a really frustrating situation, and I see right now I don't know how it's going to resolve itself. I don't know how it's going to resolve. So that's when you start getting stressed out, and you start getting nervous, and you start getting angry and frustrated and all that kind of stuff, because I don't know how it's going to work out. But then I have to remind myself it's going to work out one way or another. And I'll be honest with you guys. I'm one of those people that gets all sorts of crazy bad thoughts in my head, like, screw this. I'll just go buy a bunch of potato sacks and make myself a ghillie suit, and I'll just go live in the woods, and no one will even know what have happened to me. I'll just be gone in the woods somewhere, wandering around, but I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? So, so it's one of those situations where I get really frustrated. I get really, I'm just that dude. It obviously comes from my dad. My mom is a super patient, awesome lady. My dad's the kind of dude who would like throw things over the fence and stuff like that. So, like I said, through the power of meditation, I just gotta sit down, relax, do some breathing, and maybe, just get back to envisioning the hopeful success or something, or I don't know. At least maybe I would just feel better, right? At the very least, I just end up feeling better. Like, all right, I'm chilled out, I'm relaxed. At least I feel better. All right, I can get back to work now. As Chunk is saying, in a van down by the river. In a van down by the river. You don't want to end up living in a van down by the river. Dank Tank says, like Mick Dodge. That's right. He's really near to me. I could walk and go find Mick Dodge if I really wanted to. I know I can hike that far. And I've definitely hiked where I've watched the Mick Dodge show, whatever that show is on Discovery Channel. And I've been to a bunch of the places that they go to. I'm like, oh, I recognize that. I've been there. Let me think here for a second. I just got totally lost. But I don't want to end up being that guy. I don't want to be that guy living completely out in the middle of nowhere. One of the obstructions to one of the areas that like Vicky and I want to move to, we do want to have a farm situation and all that kind of stuff as we move along and try and develop what we're doing here. We actually found an area that does have fiber optic at it that is sort of just out in the middle of nowhere. So that is one of the things that we're kind of excited about, having found a location that's probably going to work. I'm not going to tell you guys where that location is because you guys will spoil it. I'm just kidding. Exactly where it is, but I'll say it's in the Idaho area, where it's like Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, in that area there, and that's where we want to move and have our long-term home, farm, all that kind of stuff. Hunt for food, grow all of our food, do all that kind of stuff. So, as Ryan Brown says, you move to nowhere. That's the first step to being in a right-wing militia. No, I would not. I honestly would not join a right-wing or a left-wing, anybody that feels like they're part of the blue team or the red team. As whose quote is that? Groucho Marx. We almost have the same eyebrows, me and Groucho Marx. Is that I wouldn't want to be in a club that anybody would want to have me as a member. But anybody that feels like they're on the blue team or the red team is total nonsense to me. I like to think of myself as a sane thinking American, moderate kind of person. Like, give me, essentially give me a, it's like give me a topic that things want to go on. Let's get some of the information. Let's get the facts. Let's explore it and understand what's going on. I never vote on party lines or any of that kind of nonsense. And I certainly wouldn't join anybody's army. You're like, oh, we got a militia. You're like, it's just like a crappy army. I don't want to be in this army. As BC Fishroom saying, when you're a Patreon king, hire a dude to do YouTube appropriate Tourette's shouting off of the screen. Well, here's kind of the point. All right, hold on. So here's one of the pieces of crap that I was dealing with today, is this Alesis MIDI board. Now, one of the cool things about the MIDI board is, and by the way, I got this part to work, but it wouldn't work with anything else operating at the same time, is that I'd be able to pre-record me yelling and then use a key to actually play it back and just throw it in there, right? And honestly, my goal is to have more people involved in this production, honestly. I know that we have crazy lofty goals and that kind of stuff, but the goal is to grow the show, get more people involved, and like hire more people, and that's what all this kind of funding and nonsense is going to go towards. And so that's kind of the whole point. Nick is asking what type of preamp am I using. This is actually a USB controlled MIDI controller, so not using a preamp on that. The preamp for my mics actually comes from a Behringer 1204 USB. So is it the best? Is it the worst? No. So it's I got a pretty reasonable setup. The only problem is that certain things are conflicting with other things, and I can't suss out why that is going on at this point. Is KG Cichlid saying you need a Jimmy? Yeah, I just need about 50 grand a year or whatever for a Jimmy to get over here. Although I do know who my Jimmy would be, I just can't afford to hire him. I can't afford to hire him. And Iris Booth just pledged $15, and Sean Bromal just pledged $5. So we've had 3 patronizers today. Thank you very much, guys. It's decidedly appreciate that. Thank you. This isn't, yeah. Thank you. That's so cool of you. Thank you. All right, so we have 3 new Patreons today. We're getting closer to the 100. We want to hit the 100 that patronizers. Which the cool thing is that, look, I appreciate the big patronizers. I 100% appreciate the big patronizers out there. But it all adds up. That's really the thing. A bunch of $1 people, a bunch of $5 people, $10 people, it all really adds up. And like I said, the goal, my long-term goal is to have like 5 people doing the production here. I mean, that realistically is right around the number. If we hit a number, I can just get Vicky to quit her job, and then Vicky could be here all the time, producing the show and stuff. Excuse me, I gotta get some coffee in me. It's been a hard day. Let's see. I'm Joel 1.0. Corvus is Joel 1.3 beta. I think I'm Joel 1.7. I think is about right, or 3.14. I think the pie flavored one. What is this thing? What's going on over here? This computer's going wild over here. Oh, Michael Hoffman just added their pledge to $5. And Iris just commented on something, and I'll reply to that later, because right now is not the time. But I'm super excited to go to Chicago. I'm going to actually be staying with Eric and Iris at Iris's house, which he corrected me that it's Iris's house, which I'm super excited to go out there. I'm not excited to see the city. A lot of people are like, oh man, you're gonna go see the city, and I'm not I mean, I appreciate the construction and all that stuff of big cities. I get super zazzed to see crazy things like big giant mountains, crazy forest, those kinds of things. That's just my thing. Even to the point where it's like, if I see a flock of sheep, like somebody's farming a flock of sheep, I'm like, oh my God, you see those sheep, man? Oh, buddy. I get all excited for that kind of stuff. I'm not super excited to see the city. I'm super excited to see the people. I'm super excited to go to the convention, see all the displays and stuff at the convention. Oh, hold on. We're getting corrected here. Iris says it's our house. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Well, all right. I'm still confused, but I'm going to be way better on knowing what is going on at their house once I go to Chicago, because they're my hosts. They're the ones that are going to be hosting me. I'm going to do my best to be a good guest. I'll try to do some dishes and something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do while I'm there, but I'm going to do the best to be a good guest. Vacuum or something. I don't know. I'll do some vacuuming. Who knows? But either way, I'll have such a better impression. And I love the opportunity to get to meet some people that I haven't met yet. met yet in person. I'm excited for that. I'm excited to meet the people. That's really the thing. I'm sure I'll see some really cool displays, which is going to be cool for sure. But I'm more excited to meet the people. I'm not sure what my schedule is going to be like. I know somebody who I forget now. I forget the name of the guy who was inviting us to. Oh, that's funny. Somebody. Oh, that's funny. What's up? Oh, there's two in a row. Two in a row bots, which is funny because I was about to talk about going to a candy factory, and then a bot named Candy posted into the chat about candy girls or something. I don't know. It was super funny, and it just totally caught me. It caught me because I was like, I was about to talk about a candy factory. How did they know? But there has also been some talk about going to get a possible behind the scenes of the big aquarium in Chicago, which that would be super cool. I love checking out those crazy systems. Those crazy systems are fantastic. I mean, you get to go behind the scenes and check out things that are going on behind the scenes, which is really cool, especially sometimes when you get to take a look at some of the crazy sump systems and the filtration and things that they have going on. I remember one, and shoot, I can't remember exactly where I was, but one of the behind the scenes I got to go look at. I can't remember where I was. Gosh, maybe I was in like Hawaii or something. It was quite a while ago, but I got to go behind the scenes at one of the big, what you call it, aquariums, and they had skimmers. They had like 3 skimmers that were like, I don't know, 12 feet tall or something. Obviously, it's been a long time since I've been there, so maybe my perspective is a little bit different now. Maybe they're only 10 feet tall. Maybe I got taller now. But the skimmers that they had there, I remember just kind of staring at them in awe and being excited for how big those skimmers were. Certain stuff like that is really interesting to me. And then also the opportunity to talk to some of those guys that actually work there and see some of the weird stuff that goes on behind the scenes there. Yeah, put some clothes on that gourami. Bentley Pasco. I see some color on that rainbow in the back. Yes, there would have been a lot more color on it today had I been able to take the couple hours that I should have been working on this painting. But today was just, not to rehash the dead. We've been beating the dead topic that that technology is a nightmare right now. But the hours that I spent working on trying to get everything to work here would have ultimately gone to getting more painting done on that, and then also getting a project, getting some footage together for the show. So as most people don't, there's a lot of people out there that don't realize that, like, I work on this stuff all day long. So admittedly, Vicky actually gets up earlier than me now because I changed my sleep schedule a little bit. She gets up at 5:30, and now I get up at 5:45 instead of the other way around. So I do my morning coffee thing, and then I normally get to work by around 6:30 or something along those lines. I haven't even had anything to eat today, so I'm kind of a little bit frazzled right now and a little bit kind of pissed off. I never even took time to go eat any food today. So it just, I don't know, whatever. I'll make dinner and eat a big dinner, and I'll be fine. I'm sure. I'll survive. I live in America. There's plenty of food around here, and I'm going to survive. But it's just been a really frustrating kind of day. Bracken Ward just edited his pledge to $24.99, so I have multiple people at the $25 mark. Cute Nix is one of them that was in the chat earlier. I believe they're lurking now. Meow Aquatics. Meow Aquatics, right, meow, just edited their pledge from $1 to $5. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Oh, I thought there was a message on it. I was going to look at it, but there is no message, you guys. It's a secret. Secret messages. Yeah, man, I appreciate all your guys' support today, man. That's really cool. Thank you very much. We, like I said, we have these goofy big goals here, but I want to do bigger shows. That's just really what I want to do. And but like I was saying, most people don't realize that most all of my day goes into like producing this show, getting ready for this show, replying to people like on social media, all that kind of stuff. And speaking of that, we had the I did have a poll up on the community thing on the YouTube page there. And so far, Thursday is working out for the early, as far as the voting goes. Thursday is going to be when the early show is. We'll see how it ties out by the end of the month, or by the end of the poll or whatever, whenever it feels right. There's not like a cutoff time. Maybe I should have put a cutoff time on there. Oh well. But it looks like Thursday is going to be the day where the early show is going to go. So if you guys have to vote for a different day, feel free to vote for another day. Now, as far as tomorrow being the first early show, I don't think that's going to happen because this is going to probably take... It's probably going to take another 12 hours to get this all, get this hard drive wiped, get the new install, get Windows reinstalled, get everything set back up, install all of the other software that needs to go back onto this computer. I'm almost wondering if it's even worth it at this point, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes, though. It's just going to be more work. Beef jerky before vodka dosing. Never work on computers hangry. Thank you, Dwayne. I'll try not to. Man, 5.45 is very elderly time to get up. Yeah, I get up early. I would like to get up earlier, but it's so dark out nowadays. I probably have to wait for the time change, which is coming up fairly soon, which I believe is going to work out better for Gillett over there in the New Zealand time. When... Oh, it's not this weekend, it's the following weekend will be when that goes. So when I'm at the aquatic experience, we'll actually lose an hour, I think. Yeah, because fall back. So in Chicago. Wait, if the mug had a thumbs up on the bottom, maybe we'd get more likes. I don't know how many likes there are. I think I turned that thing off on my end. So, where is that? I don't know where that is on here. Let me see. Where's that thing? Where's that thing? I don't know. Let me see here. Hold on. I don't know. There used to be a button for it on here, but I think I eliminated it from the live stream thing. Oh, well, 45. We're at 45 likes. 46. All right. Well, I don't know. What does that mean? What does it mean? I don't know. I don't know what it means, you guys. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it means, whether we have likes or not. I know it apparently means the algorithm likes us or something. I don't know. But either way, the advertising's turned off thanks to everybody's patronizing. Hopefully I'll be able to turn the patronizing into a better show, because that's where all the money goes. It goes to trying to pay some bills and whatnot. And I'm gonna be honest with you, living off $800 a month, I don't know if that's gonna work long term. I don't know. It's just pretty stressful. But, like I said, we'll see how it goes. And I said earlier today that this show would be a little bit weird and probably me just rambling on about nonsense. So to anybody out there, let's see, Kevin Keener had to go later, kids. I get to start my Friday, 8 hours, and I get 9 days off. Ooh, that's going to be cool. Mow the carpet, vacuum the lawns. I'll be into that. Glass Boxes is asking, you want sheep? New Zealand got sheep. Yes, honestly. I Sheep is on my list. I will be having sheep fairly soon, someday. Well, if I say fairly soon, it's like 3 years from now, probably. Dwayne Kitchell, not sure if you answered already, but wondering if you are doing any special pre-Chicago stuff for the tanks. Luckily, I don't have to do too much stuff for while I'm gone. I'll do my requisite water changes early. I'll do them a little bit early. Make sure the maintenance is good to go on them, and Vicky will handle the feeding and stuff while I'm gone, because I'm only gone for, I think, 5 days or something like that. 5 days altogether, which isn't a super long time for fish tanks to be gone, or to be gone from fish tanks. So, and like I said, Vicky will be here, paying attention to everything that's going on. So that should be fine, and she's going to she'll be here feeding. She'll be taking care of them, and she'll also she'll have company here too. So a bunch of her family is coming to stay here while I'm gone. So I think they'll probably be having a lot of fun, and staring at fish and getting weird, doing family stuff probably. I don't know. We went to the pumpkin patch this last weekend, and it was raining and windy and raining and windy. It got soaked and cold to the bone. To the bone! At Sashimi Whiskey, dropped a clam on the ground before feeding Murphy. I saw that. Oh, the joy of the 360 camera. Yeah, I did like that 360 camera action. It's really hard to watch, though, honestly. Like, maybe I'm too old. Maybe I'm too old to watch it, but it feels weird to me to have to, like, turn around and to see what's going on a video, like when I'm trying to watch a video. So maybe I'm weird. Well, and also I was looking at it on my phone. So I think the phone settings for a 360 video, you like have to move for it to move, or maybe you could move it with your thumb. I don't know. I didn't see if I could move it with my thumb, but it was weirding me out. I'm trying to watch it. Probably because I'm super old and I'm dying or something. Let's see. Frank Dominguez says Twitch sucks. BC Fishroom says patronize everyone. That's right. Don't forget the Patreonization. Let's see. All right, I think I'm caught up. I think I'm caught up relatively on the chat. Gabe W says to move it with your thumb. Oh, I can just finger slide it. I didn't try that. Like a dope, like an idiot. I guess maybe I should have just used my finger to do it, and then just been fingering the video. But I don't know. It's just a little bit weird. It was just a little bit weird to watch 360 video. I guess maybe it's just like an opinion, man. Like an opinion. Some people out there are like, I don't like mushrooms, and I'm like, you're crazy. Mushrooms are delicious. But they're like, yeah, but I don't like them. And you're like, okay. Just keep tripping, being weird. If I missed anybody's question, feel free to double it up and repost it into the chat if there was anything you guys wanted me to answer. We're happy you made it here today. Thank you. Oh yeah, I'm I'm doing my best to not get super frustrated at this ridiculous computer malfunctions I got going on today. It seems to me that everything is software bound, which means that I probably need help from a software guru to do that kind of stuff, because it probably means it's ones and zeros, which I'm like adept at, but I'm like just adept at enough to screw it up. You know what I mean? So maybe that's what's going on. Maybe that's what's happening. I don't know. Maybe that's what's going on. And Pacers playing OKC. Thanks for the stream. Oh, the Thunder. Are the Thunder worth watching still if what's his name? Durant's not there anymore? I don't know. Oh. Hold on, I need a new toothpick, you guys. Oh, I'll scratch it across the mic. Good move. Let's see. Mateo, of course, dying. Yeah, that's what's happening, right? Let's see. Juan M. Ruiz is asked. Oh, hold on a second. Barbara Jackson, do I paint in oils or acrylic? I typically, I've done a lot of oil painting in the past, but nowadays so, okay, let me relate to that real quick. Yeah, okay, hold on. Let me get this thought together in my head so that it makes sense. When I was much younger, I painted with a lot of oil paint. Now, the main reason for painting with oil paint, realistically, back then, was pigment saturation. You could get really vivid colors with oil paint versus acrylic paint. And this is, think about 20 years ago, that kind of stuff. You could get much better pigment saturation, which means brighter colors, more vivid colors, deeper colors, if you know what I'm saying. Wait, what did Kevin say that was so funny? I don't see it. Whatever it was. What did Kevin say? Well, either way. The main reason was for pigment saturations. You get really deep colors, really bright colors, really vivid colors, that kind of stuff. Whereas now, realistically, acrylic and combining acrylic with things like acrylic mediums and stuff like that, you're really able to come up with those colors that you could only do with oil before. And acrylic is so much more economical. Now, the bottles of acrylic paint I use are around $50 to $70 a piece. Obviously, they're the bigger ones, so they last longer. There's a lot more to them. And I mix them down with other stuff, but it comes out to be much more economical for me, and the amount of painting I do all the time, in comparison to oils, is that oils would definitely would certainly, the cost of oil would just throw it right off the edge. It would become way too expensive in order to do that. And I will apologize. I'm trying to think about two questions at the same time. I'm trying to think about breeding the Juan Ruiz is asking, I want to breed my neon tetras. Any advice? So I'm going to get to that in just a second here. I'm trying to think about both at the same time. But oil used to be great to get the color and stuff, but it never came down in price. It never got cheaper, no matter what. It never got cheaper. It really didn't. It just it never came down in price. It's always been really expensive for oil paints. Plus, the time frame on oil painting is much longer. So, with the efficiency of my work, it means that I can get paintings done quicker. They can cure faster. They can get done and get fully hardened and all that kind of stuff without using crazy chemicals or anything like that, because the acrylic will actually just cure and finish faster than oil will. And the cost is that by the time I get down to the end of the cost, I save a lot. Against the material cost of oil versus acrylic, if that sort of makes sense. Juan Ruiz was asking, I want to breed my neon tetras. Any advice? Tetras will breed, but they are egg scatterers. Okay, so you need to make sure that you're have them in an area where either A, they're not going to get eaten by another fish, or some kind of egg mop, a way to mop up their eggs in order to mop up their eggs so that they don't get eaten. They don't get eaten by another fish. They'll or their the other tetras. They'll get eaten because eggs are delicious and everybody likes eggs. And I like eggs. That's why I have chickens. Somebody was asking the other day how the chicken's doing. Chicken's got a big coop upgrade and an automatic door and a bunch more nesting boxes and stuff. They're kind of doing better than I am, considering this computer nonsense that I've been dealing with today. So I would keep that in mind. If you get the tetras to start breeding, they are egg scatterers. So give them either a spot to, a way to grab the eggs out of there and get them into another tank so they don't get eaten. because they will most likely get eaten, so you have time to raise them up and hatch them, which can be a little bit of a problem, can be problematic. You could go about it like me and just put like 100 tetras in a tank, all with just tetras, and have it heavily planted, and guess what? Baby tetras will just show up one day, and you'll be like, oh, hey, there's more fish in here. Oh, hey, there's some more. And some of them will get eaten, some of them won't get eaten. You could go that route for sure. That is an easy way to do it. But they will breed if they're in a good condition. BC Fish Room is adopting a small cherry shrimp tank at the end of the month. Any tips for transporting them? Yes. 5-gallon bucket. Get a nice new 5-gallon bucket with a good lid. Cut a hole right in the middle of the lid. This is how Potato and I do it. We both do it the same way, which it's easy for me to remember because he brought his cherry shrimp up here the same way I would have, which is, cut a little air hole in the middle of the lid. Get a nice fit lid that goes on there. And be sure to have, 2 to 3 gallons of water in there. So it's not completely filled up to the top, but it's more than half full. And then go ahead and get a lot of plants and put them in there, a good place for them to hang on to while you're transporting them. And that's plenty of water. That's plenty of a situation for the cherry shrimp to be transported. And you can also, set the bucket down somewhere while you're setting up the tank or getting the tank ready or any of that kind of stuff, and have it be there and be fine. Don't be like me and put a big old heater in the bucket, because you'll end up boiling your shrimp like I did. I boiled all of my crystal shrimp, and I hadn't thought about that in a while, but that really pisses me off. Not in a bad way, in a depressing kind of way. Makes me sad that they all boiled, because they did and sucked. KG Cichlid saying, I believe you need softer, more acidic water to breed neons. I think it's only like 6.8, 6.6, something like that, so it's not totally crazy. I bet if you just had neutral 7 pH water and just kept the parameters pretty consistent and stuff like that, that they'll just breed. That's, in my experience, that's more of the time that I find them breeding as far as tetras go. Although I have to admit, I haven't spent a ton of time breeding tetras myself, mainly just because they're so cheap. Nisi of the North with a $10 super chat says, I have questions, but I don't know what they are yet. Something about new tank racks or new tank or clamshell cracking in a tank. Whatever Doug's been asking lately. Thanks for all your help. Okay, I can answer that. So there was a chip in a tank that Doug was looking at, who's Nisi's husband, Doug of the North and Nisi of the North. Guess what? They're in cahoots. So he was asking about that, and it seemed to be just a chip in the glass, as long as the silicone and the seal is pretty good, which is what it looked like from the picture. It should be fine. Obviously, we're all taking risks at certain points, so it's all just kind of a calculated risk. But he was messaging me saying, like, it didn't feel right. And by the way, if you're going to go buy an aquarium or anything like that and it doesn't feel right, just get out of there. It's like you wouldn't buy a car from some D-bag who's acting all crazy or whatever. You're like, I don't know, this is weird. So any kind of weird situations like that, just feel free to make a pass. Just remember, more tanks will come up for sale on the market at some point in time, and not to be stupid stressed out about that. New racks or a new tank or clamshell cracking in a tank or any of that kind of stuff. Yeah. Well, Nisi, without any kind of like real good question, I don't really know how to answer that. But yeah, you should definitely be building some new racks. Definitely be building some new tank stuff. I'm not sure when I'm going to be up I'm not sure when I'm going to be up in Alaska next. I'm not 100% sure when that's going to be. Hopefully I get to hang out with Nisi and Doug next time I'm up there. There's a possibility maybe we can split the cost or something and come build some stuff for you guys too, because I might be taking a job up there because money is a concern at this point. So I might be signing up for a job in the springtime or something like that up there. But But if y'all keep patronizing, I won't have to do that. So, not to say, hey everybody patronize, but that's what up. The aquarium coop Corey says we should all hit up Alaska at the same time and crash Nisi's house. Yes, we should. That would be fun. We got family up there. Candy Overhaul says to come to Montana first and build me a sump for my saltwater tank. I would love to go out to Montana. I'd love to go out to Montana tomorrow. But you know. Let's see. I moved RJL. I moved some plants around into different tanks, and a few weeks later, surprised to find one baby panda Corey. What a joy! Yep, I've had that happen myself too. Random fish showing up, little babies hatching. You're like, how's there 5 of these little babies in here? Like, oh yeah, I moved some Ludwigia or something, and you're like, oh, baby fishes. What's up, little baby fishes? What are you doing? What are you doing over here? How about yesterday? Yeah, I should have gone there yesterday. You get a good point. Let's see. How about come to Montana? Try to catch up on these little chatters here. BC Fishroom says it's a 10-gallon tank. I could drain half and transport it that way. There'll be about an hour and a half. Yeah, I mean, realistically, 3 gallons is going to be plenty of water. I've shipped cherry shrimp that got stuck in shipping for 5 days, and they were all fine once. 3 days, 2 days. Remember, we ship animals in bags of water, and it normally takes a day to 2 days. So cherry shrimps in 3 gallons of water in a bucket should, for an hour and a half, they probably won't even notice anything going on with them, or the water parameters for that matter. Can't wait for you to meet my pea puffer, a Blinken. He's just a Blinken. Oh, Abe Lincoln. There's two levels. There's 2 levels of joking to that name. Barbara Jackson says, I think acrylics have much better pigment, and now, yeah, I love the speed of drying. Yeah, Barbara, that was my, that's kind of my point on switching from acrylic, switching from oil to acrylic, was cost and the pigment technology. There's so much more pigment now in acrylic paint than used to be. Acrylic paint used to look really washed out and kind of bland and stuff like that, and definitely is not that way anymore. Let's see. Pickled Plecostomus. I just stripped some bristlenose fry. Had a brown female and an albino male, and got 29 brown plecos and 31 albino fry. I assume this means the brown one has an albino recessive gene. Well, I mean, possibly. I'm not much of a genetics guy to be able to know that without... And by, I mean more information. It would be more like I'd have to read up on a bunch of the genetic studies on albinos and whether they should be, or plecos, not albinos, but plecos, and whether or not what genes are being passed on and not. So that I couldn't give you an exact answer in regards to the genetics of the those albino parents or brown parents of plecos. I keep saying albinos like I'm speaking of, yeah, sorry. Let's see. One, I've been having fun breeding my mollies. Now I don't know what to do with all these little guys. Any ideas? Sell them off, or make a crazy molly tank with tons of mollies in it. It's super funny. Corey and I were talking about it the other day, how much both of us actually like guppies. I know that a lot of people don't think that that's very cool of Corey and I, but we both have the same attitude towards guppies. We really like them. We both really like them. They breed prolifically. There's a lot of action in a guppy tank. And I will tell you guys that I will at some point in time do a some kind of crazy sized tank that is just full of guppies. So be forewarned of the future that someday I will do that. But don't worry, I won't be using Patreon money for that. I'll be using my own pocket change for a project along those lines, so that any of those people out there that believe that's blasphemy can just not worry about it and not have that concern anymore. But we're both pretty excited. I have 2 guppies right now. I have 1 male and 1 female. You see how I didn't throw the bird to anybody there. I threw in the other finger. I have 1 male and 1 female, and we currently have we're kind of having a race to see how many I can get in like 3 months. I'm gonna try and see. We have a couple people that have chimed in on it, and I'm not to spoil the number from anybody that had put those in. So if you guys can find that post, you guys can put on there what you think is gonna happen, and who knows, maybe there'll be surprises at some point in time in regards to something like that, right? Tim Lewis just edited their pledge to $15. Well, thank you very much, Tim. That is awesome. I don't know. It's a weird thing here. It's a weird thing, and I don't know how to like really say thank you properly and not feel like a jerk when I'm like, but we haven't hit our goal yet. So I'm gonna try and figure that out. I don't know. Maybe I gotta meet somebody who's like smarter than me and can explain a good way to say it. That like, thank you very much. We're crowdsourcing this thing. We're on our way. I never thought we would get to this point. I didn't think we would. We're below where we want to be, but I never even thought we would get to this point. So it's a special thank you to everybody who's patronizing and chipping in and super chatting and hitting the like button and and using the Amazon link, all that kind of stuff. It's all going back into making this a better production and stuff. So I was looking at some like 5-year-old videos of mine the other day, and I realized we have come a long way. We've come a long way from where we were before. And if that's any indicator of where we're headed, then I'm very excited for that. I'm very excited for how things will come down the line. The Aquarium Co-op bought a Ethernet cable and a neck pillow for the trip to Chicago through the Darkstar Art Amazon link today. Thank you very much. It's like a telethon for special Pules. Mr. Chips, where are you? I don't know where Mr. Chips is. He's not here. He's vibing on my frustration. Let's see. Bracken is saying, I just want a solitary cichlid that doesn't dig a lot and fits into my 29 gallon. Trying to think of a cichlid that doesn't really dig, but most of them do. Maybe a crib. Maybe some Cribensis would be good. Those would be good. Oh, my IT buddy just told me, like, yeah, just keep doing whatever you're doing. All right, cool. Good times. All right, guys. Well, we're up here at the hour and 12-minute mark, so I think that's the end of the show for today. I don't know. I maybe occupied some people's time. Maybe somebody found some value here. I don't know. I don't know if anybody found any value here. As you guys know, I would love to do a much longer show, and someday maybe we will. Someday maybe we'll figure out how to do a longer show and more shows and stuff. We're getting closer and closer to doing that. In regards to the Patreon and all that stuff. Hopefully tomorrow's show will be more cohesive and make more sense and have a little bit more let's see, Bracken, and this person has helped us reach our goal by being one of the #% or # number of people who have patronized, and if you didn't know, our goal is 100 people. Well, I mean, that's one of those things, is that That's, get into triple digits before we go to Chicago and suck up all that expense of going to Chicago. I don't know. I'm a little bit stressed out right now. I gotta purchase some credit card stuff so that I can do better recordings while I'm out in Chicago. Because everything is going to be out in the open. That's kind of the problem, is that I don't have an office to like bring stuff back to and offload. So I need to order a bunch of a ton of SD cards, some more batteries, and a recording thingamajigger. But hopefully everybody has a great night tonight. Don't light anything off fire-wise. I'm going to say thanks to the patronizers that Patreon today, because we have a bunch of them, and I could read down the whole list as always, but I'm trying to make... Honestly, I'm trying to streamline saying hi to all the Patreon people and make some video for it, but as you guys know, we had a bit of technical difficulties over here today, but special thanks to Tim Lewis for upping his pledge today. Bracken Ward upped his pledge. Meow Aquatics upped from $1 to $5. Thank you very much. Michael Hoffman went from $1 to $5. Thank you very much. Iris Booth just pledged $15. Muchas gracias, and hopefully I don't freak you guys out when I come to Chicago. Like, this guy stinks. Sean Brumal just pledged $5 out of the blue. Nick Rose with a $1 pledge today, and Joel Gillett went from whatever weird number to $15.16. 15.16. Went from $10.06 to $15.16. So it makes sense. It's a totally normal numbers, right? But I just want to say thanks to everybody out there. And let me check. Bracken had a quick question. Cute Nicks, make an Amazon wish list for people that want to do a one-time donation. Hold on, let me see if I can do that. I wonder if I can do that. Where is this thing? Hold on a second. I think I can do that. Hold on. Let's go to Amazon. Let's make sure I'm logged in. I gotta find the button here. Where's the button? What the? Your lists. Where's that? Hold on. Let me see here. Text link. Can I get a text link and actually do that? Copy. Come over here. Let's check this thing out. I wonder if it works. Oh, wow. Okay, I guess if we demonetize, then I can post links again in the chat, I guess. Well, I'll have to figure out how to make a Amazon wish list that's better. How do I don't know. I feel like a dork right now because I'm like, hey, well, we're live. Let me see if I can figure out where the list is. There's a list help. Oh, oops. I don't know. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna figure it out. That is a great point, and yeah, I'll figure out the wish list deal, and get that to you guys. Those of you that want to just do a one-time thing. All right. Douglas Medlin is heading out. Medlin. Oh. And we have a new patronizer here right at the end of the show. Shaun of the Dead just edited their pledge from $5 to $10. Shaun of the Dead. I like it. All right, guys. Well, you have everybody out there have a fantastic evening. I gotta go because I just heard the old my lady just walked in the door, so I'll work on getting a list for you guys so I can post that up there in case anybody wants to buy, do a one-time donation kind of thing, because that's realistically what I need is the right equipment. So let's see. Now that I know the tube takes 40%, I most likely won't super chat for extensions. Yeah, that's one of those things is that, well, YouTube takes 46%, I think. It's even higher than that. So a little bit of a weird situation, but Iris wants Vicky time. Hey, Vicky, can you come in here? Iris wants Vicky time. Hey, sweetie. Everything caught on fire, so we only have one microphone, so you have to come in close. What? I wanted to say hi to you.
Everything caught on fire? Hey,
so you have to talk into this mic. We don't have two mics. I mean, everything caught on fire with air quotes around it.
Hi.
So as the show shall continue, as I mentioned earlier, if the Patreon gets high enough, Vicky will be hired on as my new co-host and lead producer, co-host, camera woman, editor. She'll do all that stuff while I wander around aimlessly looking up with my mouth open into the sky, if that makes sense.
Wait, what?
What?
Wait, what?
What? Hold on, there you go. Oh. I can bring you in this way. There we go. Editing skills. But Vicky's here for just a minute while we get ready to sign out. Yes, hopefully, Frank, she'll just be my boss from the future, not only in real life, but in internet life. And she'll just go around whipping everybody's legs and keeping everybody in line. And definitely...
What does this camera see? Like, it seems so much more high def.
Because I'm high def as all get out. Because everything else is broken, so now the camera just works a little bit better.
Whoa.
That's Dwayne Kitchell was saying, oh, the video looks like really clear today. And I'm like, I can't tell you what the hell is going on around here because
it does look really clear.
The sound doesn't work. The video editing doesn't work. Ableton sort of works, but not really. The mixing board doesn't work anymore. This doesn't do anything right now. We're not even on this mic.
Whoa.
Because we've had a whole litany of problems today, and I basically just did a show today where I rambled about nonsense.
Yeah, well.
That's my lady. All right, guys. Well, Vicky is here. She will help me put together the Amazon wish list because she's super helpful with. She's much better at that than I am. So I'm gonna lean on her for a couple minutes to get an Amazon wish list together for you guys. And thank you for everybody for patronizing today. Like I said, we hit that goal, and then Vicky can be here every day. But that's a ways off, and hopefully we'll get there. We'll see. Luckily, tomorrow we'll have a fun show. I got some plant stuff I need to do, and I got some plant video and stuff, screwing around with some bronze crypts and some bulb plants. We'll be doing some bulb plant chat tomorrow. So everybody have a fantastic night out there, and stay true to yourself. Stay true to your pants, your Technicolor Dream Pants.
Dream pants.
Don't light off fireworks in the middle of the night.
Heck no.
Or this guy will come punch you in the neck.
And I'll get you from behind.
And she'll get you too.
The conversation about The Walking Dead, Joel says he's not a Rick character. He's definitely more of a Daryl character. I don't consider myself a Michonne. I'm probably more of a Rick character myself. Just saying. Even though I'm not a dude.
Oh.
The grime. What?
Oh.
Sorry.
I was holding my breath the whole time, you guys. Anyhow, everybody out there, have a fantastic evening, and we'll get ready for the later, and because here comes the later. Later. Oh, this mic is super hot. Later.
Bye-bye.